Shalom, shalom. Just continuing back on this lesson. I had got a call, cut the recording. So let's get back into it. Romans 16:18. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right. And that's these camps that go contrary to the doctrine. All right. They don't serve Yahweh Shai. All right. These camps that make a profit out of this word. All right. They're not serving our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. It says, but their own belly, right? Their own personal desires. All right. It says, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. And that's what a lot of these Israelites out here are. Simple. All right. Because they're following after these leaders. The scriptures say, if the blind lead the blind, they shall both fall in a ditch. You see, so it's ultimately going to end, all right, in your destruction, man. All right. The leader, all right, and the followers thereof. Let's get in NLT. Romans 16:18. Such people are not serving Hamashiach our Lord. They are serving their own personal interest, man. What is the personal interest of these other Israelites out here? These other Israelite camps. All right, IUIC, Bishop Nathaniel. All right, Sakari. All right, what is his name? Alazar. All right, ISUPK. Yohana. What are their own personal interests? To make money, to get wealthy, to get fame. That's their personal interest. They're serving their own personal interest instead of serving our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach in truth and sincerity, man. You see, one way to know that a man is not sincere, all right, is if he want to make a profit out of this ministry, man. All right, a profit out of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, it says, and by smooth talk and glowing words, they deceive innocent people, man. All right. So, let's get 1 Timothy 6:5, and I'll end it there. Alrighty. All right. 1 Timothy 6 and verse 5. All right. Let's get an NLT. All right. 1 Timothy 6 and 5. These people always cause trouble. Right. And they cause trouble by what? Going against the doctrine. Their minds are corrupt. They have turned their backs on the truth. To them, a show of godliness. That's right. Read it again, brother. You got to wear your fringes. You got to keep the law, statute, commandments, brother. To show a show of godliness is just a way to become wealthy. You see, so all these Israelites camps out here, they appear to be so godly. They show to be themselves so godly. All right. Keep the law, statute, commandments. I'm all about the law of the God. You see, they use this as a banner just to become wealthy, man. They show their godliness just to become wealthy. All right, deceiving those simple ones. Because these simple ones, they'll look at that and they'll be like, oh, man, he must be a man of the Lord. You see, he wearing fringes. He got his fringes on. They out there on the block, in the hood. They teaching our people. Man, I got to join them. And then, look, in order to get with them, you got to pay for a garment. You see, pay for a preset package. You got to pray for prayers, a Hebrew name. You see, all this stuff, man. You see, you pay subscribe to their Patreon. All this bullshit. You see, but these leaders they just use the show of godliness just a way to become wealthy, man. You see, and that's displeasing in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Shah, man. The Lord don't look at that, and the Lord looks at that, and he that's how should I say it? That's a funky scent in his nose, man, when he sees that, man. All right, but that was pretty much it, man. Sorry for the cutoff. I had a call, but hopefully this lesson was edifying, man. All right, you camps, you followers out there, man, that are following after these people, all right, that only seek it's like you followers out there of these other Hebrew Israelite camps, all right, IUIC, ISUPK, Sakari, all these other camps, all right, and you following these camps, and they only seek your money, man. They only seek for you to join the congregation, to give them money, all right. But here at GMS, we're not gonna shake you down on money. Now, if you would like, all right, to give alms, just out of the kindness of your heart, the sincerity of your heart, you getting fed with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and by your faith you want to give. There's nothing wrong with that. The scriptures speak of that. You see, the scriptures speak about that. Don't muzzle, your ox. You see, those that plow in the field, that labor in the doctrine, all right, they're deserving of their reward. You see, of payment. All right, so if you would, like to donate, and that's cool according to your faith, But we're not going to sit here, all right, and just sit here and beg for cash. We put our cash app in the description box. We put our QR code. We stop the video halfway and say subscribe to Patreon and put the QR code up. You see, or have you pay for garments. We ain't gonna do none of that, man. All we gonna do here at GMS is preach the word of Yahweh Shai in our truth and sincerity, man. Or as we're commanded to do, man. That's all we're gonna do, man. You see, but we're called the bum camp because we're not making a profit off our own followers, man. You see, so that was pretty much it, man. With that, I just want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations unto the elect. Shalom.